Thanks, Cece. Hi, Kristen. How are you? Ooh. It was very nice, Cece. How was yours? Oh, thanks, Kristen. I just popped on, Cece. Maybe they're all shopping. Black Friday shopping. Well, but Black Friday weekend, I guess. You know, it's so funny. I don't really eat that much on Thanksgiving. I think it's because I cook everything. That I'm like, it all runs smooth. It's all fine. But like by the time I sit and eat, I'm just like, I'm really like not into this. Like I'd rather eat it at night when everybody leaves so I can like actually enjoy it. You got an electric kettle? No way. Oh, Kristen, I love it. Yeah, I just made a video on that just now before I popped on here, Kristen, about when something pops up that doesn't feel good because, you know, you're human and it happens. Like it happens to me too. But you got to calm yourself down in those moments. You got to just, because that's the only practice. The only practice is you just making the best of this moment because everything you once done, it's making its way to you. Stay out of that. Stay out of the unfolding of your manifestations, right? It's the practice is making it about this moment because there only is this moment. There only will ever be this moment. Even when your life starts to get better and these things come into your life, there's only going to be this moment, right? It's all about feeling good in this moment. That's all it's all about, guys. That's all it's all about. And when you can't because you're a human being and things are going to pop up that cause a reaction out of you sometimes, now we're practicing non-reaction. We're calming ourselves down, reminding ourselves nothing serious is going on here. There's nothing serious. The story doesn't even matter in this moment. And as soon as you just relax your body, you start moving towards the best case scenario because you're so unlimited and this story can go a million different ways. It can work out for you in a million different ways. And if you would just relax a little and stop, you know, get out of your mind so much, you would be able to see, oh, wow, it all worked out amazingly, wonderfully. And now I'm happy again. And now I feel good again, right? And that's what's making you magnetic. I don't drink coffee, Mark. Do you mean, did I get my refresher yet? Yes, indeed I did. Yeah, I'm not a big pumpkin fan. I'm not a big pumpkin spice fan. My son loves the pumpkin stuff. Hi, Bloomy. How are you, Bloom? I love it, Mark. Happy Thanksgiving to you. And yes, Cece, living in the moment, guys. Nothing is that serious. Like, even the holidays get you, right? Like, for me, they always got to me. And it's just like, it's so nice to see how much I've changed. Like, it always works out. It runs so smooth. Like, every year, it gets easier for me. It's almost like, did we even have Thanksgiving? Like, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, everybody left. Like, the media and the world around you will make these holidays into a nightmare to where you can't even enjoy them, right? And it's like, oh, all this pressure and all that stuff. And it's like, I used to buy into that. And it takes the fun out of it, right? How do you deal with family friends who always criticize the way you... So, Cece, like, nobody's really criticizing. It's in your awareness, right? So you're saying how to deal with family and friends who always criticize the way you live your life. It's because you have to learn how to not react to that. You have to get calm. Remember, like, it's all you and your belief systems, right? And if you're experiencing something like that in your life, it's because you're reacting to it. It's that simple, right? You're letting it affect you. You're letting it bother you. So the more that you just focus on yourself, Cece, and this moment now, and what you can do to feel good in this moment, that stuff starts fading out of your life. And a lot of times, Cece, you realize that you just made that story up and people start to reflect back more positive. So I know, because I used to do it too when I was changing. Like, I was just like, understanding all this information and I know I was changing, but like everyone around me wasn't, you do start to think that they're judging you, but they're not. It's a story you're creating in your mind, Cece. So the more you do these practices, you realize nobody's jealous of you. That's a lot of stuff we listen to outside of us too. Nobody's jealous of you. Nobody's judging you. Nobody wishes ill upon you. So the more you just get back to this moment and what can I do to feel good now? And just you keep yourself in that flow. Those stories kind of diminish over time. The sun is so bright. And what happens, Cece, is those things also work themselves out. And that's not your job to figure out. So, yes, people do fade out of your life. They do. But it's a very natural process, right? Because some people don't move forward with you. And that's okay. That's okay. But you won't notice it like that. You won't notice it like that. You'll just be living your life. Like I said, it's a very natural, gradual process. But if you're aware of people judging you and that's in your awareness, you keep matching that energy, you keep experiencing that in your reality. Hi Val, how are you, Val? Yes, Faith said it. I'm going to pin what Faith said. Thank you, Faith. Faith said it perfectly. Our inner dialogue, I can't speak, forms storylines about others. She's 100% accurate there. It's all of our belief systems. And then that, like I always say, right, there's the story. There's the belief that's creating the story, right? But even underneath that is that reaction to that story, that constriction. Every time you think about it and you let it bother you, keeps recreating it. That's why your only practice, CC, and everybody else, is just relaxing. Everything else will work itself out. You will always be moving towards best case scenario, and each moment your life will keep getting better and better and better when you make it simply about not the story, right? We're never persisting in anything. We're never telling a new story. Nope, that's very limiting, surface level, very surface level manifesting. Well, then we learned a little more and we realized, we just got to tackle these beliefs. Nope, that's still not diving deep enough. You're going to go even deeper. You're going to go all the way to that resistance. You're going to learn how to relax and stay calm in each moment. That's what moves you towards your best life. That's the easiest way to manifest. That's the best way to manifest. You're going below the story, below the belief, all the way down to the resistance. Me and Val were going back and forth a little bit about this because Bashar talks about getting to a belief system. Abraham doesn't. Abraham talks about resistance. That's why I connect with Abraham so much. And I love Bashar. I love Bashar. But the more you do these practices, you are very aware of any beliefs that are holding you back. And you're not afraid of them. You're not afraid of them. So it's you start to get more clear-minded the more you do these practices. But it's still always one practice, and that's relaxing. You never got to figure anything out. You do not ever have to figure anything out. Just keep making the best of this moment. That's your only practice. Let the thoughts be. Let your action be. Let the person be. Oh, I love that, Val. I love that. I'm going to pin that too. I love because me and Val were going back forth a little bit, and it was such a good, we had such good conversation about, she's talking about how I would rather not try to figure it out. And I know Bashar says to get to the belief. You don't have to get to the belief when you go below it and you make it about resistance and reaction. You don't have to. You just got to keep relaxing in that moment because, like I said, you're so unlimited, guys. And this moment that's feeling unfavorable right now, there's a million different possibilities. There's a million different ways it can go for you. And you just got to simply relax your body and you're already moving towards better. You're already moving towards better. That's why it's your only practice. And you'll start to see that in your life. You'll start to see things unfold and you'll be like, wow, it really is all in me not figuring anything out ever again. That's what I wrote today in our private Facebook group. I said, you never have to figure anything out again. When you know when you're too much in your mind, you start to constrict. You feel it. You feel it in your body. You feel it in your bones, right? And then you start taking it out on other people, right? At a seminar with the clarity. Oh, I love it, Mark. Yes, keep making the best of the moment. All we exist. Oh, I love it, CB. CB says, keep making the best of the moment. All we exist is in this moment. There only is this moment. And that's the truth. And we know so much more in this moment. We know so much more in this moment, right? And the more you relax and stay calm, you're going to know more. You're more wise. You understand these things more. You get more clear. You eliminate all the things that don't serve you anymore. How to let go of the uneasiness when people create unnecessary. So Dot, it's because, like I said, we just kind of had this conversation. You're reacting to it. That's it, Dot. So this practice will take care of that. You're reacting to it. You're letting it bother you. You're saying that, the more you relax, the more you make the best of this moment, Dot, you got to see, this is the thing about my practice. You got to stick with it. You got to be consistent. You got to be dedicated to non-reaction. Non-reaction takes practice. And Dot, you will start to see those things differently. You will start to see the good in those things that you may not have seen good in before. A lot of the stuff will drop from your life. So Dot, for me, I don't know what's going on in the news at all. I follow no news. I have no idea what's going on in the world. The closest I get to outside stuff is my radio station when I listen to Christmas music. And 1 second, a commercial came on just now. And they said, this is what they said. They said, oh, there's a shortage in Christmas trees. All right, let's cause everybody to get upset about Christmas trees. And then they said, but other people are saying that's not true. Really? Why are we even saying that? And I turned it right off. And that's why I stay away from it. Stay away from outside stuff, guys. Stay away from the news. You create your own reality. You get to choose what's in your reality. This is your own personal experience. All this other stuff around you is just stuff. It's just other things that you get to either have in your reality or you don't. You get to choose. Like I said, we know so much more in this moment. There only is this moment, but we know more in this moment. We know that we create our own reality, right? So the more that you do these practices, you don't let things bother you outside of you. You see the good in things. You also have compassion for people that don't know this information and that are afraid to know this information. Some people do not want to go there yet. They're like, no, I don't want to. I create my own reality. I'm unlimited, because you got to sit in those lower energies a little bit. You got to understand they're not going to hurt you, that they're helping you. And people don't want to do that, so they react to them. So if you keep reacting to these moments, yes, you are going to have people and drama in your life still. And you're still going to experience things that are unfavorable that you don't want, because you're reacting. You're reacting still. So it's all reaction. It's all about non-reaction. So if you want to move towards a drama-free life, you just have to stick to the practice of non-reaction. One practice, guys, only thing you're doing. It's literally the only thing you're doing is non-reaction. Relaxing, staying calm, making the best of this moment. That's it. It's the only practice. The only practice. You got to stick with it, and you can't. The thing about it is, when most people are in lower energy moments, they panic, they cry, they get upset, they think something's wrong, and you keep recreating that. That's all you're doing. You keep recreating it. You got to practice calming yourself down in those moments, right? Relaxing your shoulders, relax your face. It sounds so like, really, you're telling me to relax my shoulders when I'm going through something? Yes. You got to keep doing it, and you got to do relaxing practices throughout the day. You got to do things that feel relaxing, like sitting in the bathtub, in your shower, in a warm blanket, sunshine. For me, I went tanning today. I love to go tanning, and I try to go once a week if I can. I don't want to get out of that bed. I'm falling asleep in that bed, listening to my meditation audio. Listen to my audios. Get my audios if you don't have them. Hey, Christine. Did you forget about me? Christine said, who's this lady? Of not focusing on the... Yes. Kennedy's so right. You do not focus on your manifestation. And I'm going to say why. And it takes practice. It takes practice because you've been programmed to think about your manifestation by people that are teaching this very limiting. You do not got to think about your manifestation. You actually want to not think about your manifestation. And I know that one's tricky for people, right? So you really want to get, because it's done. It's done. And it's unfolding. And it's okay. I know it pops in our minds. We're still human. But a lot of times when we're thinking about it, we're actually doing the opposite. We're thinking about the opposite. And you never want to persist in a manifestation. You never want to persist in it, because you're going to bring it in very limiting. You can bring it in that way. You can, I have. But it's a very limited way. Let universal forces take care of it. Let your higher self it's already done in the best way possible. Your only job is to make the best of where you're at. Let me tell you, your life's going to get so good in this moment, and you're going to fully believe in your manifestations. Some come in, like I say, everybody has resistance in certain areas, but I'm telling you, everything's happening the way it's supposed to. You're exactly where you're supposed to be in this moment. Trust me. Everything's coming in the right way when you do it this way. You want to feel good now, because what's the point of having these manifestations if you don't feel good now? What's the point? Honestly, what's the point? If you're so reactive and you're miserable and you're not happy, what's really the point of these things? For me, there's no point. So if you're following me, you're probably on the same path as me. You want to feel good. Yeah, so Cece, like, I've done all those things before, but I still found myself being it was very limiting what I was creating for myself. Like, you're so unlimited. So, I mean, if you're enjoying that, Cece, and that's fine. But if you're constantly looking at it and you're feeling the resistance in it, stay away. You have to trust yourself, right? So somebody said to me, that was another question that I got on here before, was, is it all right if I look at things that I want to manifest that make me feel good? I said, yes. If it feels good, that's fine. But you got to be honest with yourself. You have to start to be honest with yourself on, oh gosh, I'm going the opposite way thinking about this stuff right now. I'm actually starting to feel some resistance here. So that's why I tell people not to really do anything at all to manifest at first. Do these practices first, because you get very good at being honest with yourself and knowing, like, oh, I'm in the opposite directions. You can think about your manifestation and be in full alignment with it. And it's feeling good, and there's good momentum there. But at first, we're unsure. We're like, oh, wait, I'm feeling resistance. Now I'm getting sad. Now I'm upset. Oh my God, this doesn't work. And you just went in complete opposition. Do you get what I'm saying? So that's why I say do these practices for a little bit, because you are so aware when you're like, oh God, I'm in opposition. I'm doing it again. And you can stop and get back to this moment and focus on this moment, right? Do you know what I mean? But you don't have to do anything to manifest. And that's what I really, really, really want to express. The less you do, the better. The better. I'm telling you guys, I've done things to manifest. I've done things. It was so limiting. It was such a temporary fix. Because for the most part, you're in a very chasing energy. You're still needing something outside of you to feel better. So the more, and that was me. I did it. Okay, Dot. So I say, I'm going to be honest with you. Dot just says, what courses it's no course. It's very to the point, Dot. It's all me. I'm telling you, if you like to read, Dot, you can get the ebooks, guys. But I say go right to the audio. Go right to the audio. I still listen to my audio. Get Lazy Manifesting. It's 10 hours of me talking to you about this stuff over and over and over again. The meditation audio is amazing. I listen to it. It'll help you go to sleep. It's good to listen to in the morning before you go to bed. I listen to it as I'm sleeping. I love the meditation. I was listening to it today in tanning, when I was in my tanning bed. But I go back to Lazy Manifesting, the very beginning. Get the audio. It's so worth it, guys. Get the audio. It's all of them in one, Dot. It's all my audios in one. It's 10 hours. It's so much information. It's the only thing you'll ever need again. You won't need anything else outside of you once you get this audio ever again. And I really say that confidently. You will never need another manifestation teacher, coach, any more information outside of you, spiritual teacher, nothing. Just get this audio, because it all talks about the one thing you're only doing, and that's making the best of this moment. I talk about a little bit how this reality works, though, how every possibility exists in this moment. I do talk about that. But it's all bringing you back to the basics, the simplicity of this. You're just relaxing. And I say this because, guys, you start to become happy. But you understand energy. You learn how. This is what I noticed. I'm going to tell you what I noticed. This is it. You got to get comfortable in those lower energies. They're serving you. You get better at not labeling them and not attaching a story to them. You just feel it and you let it pass. But then when that passes, you are so in a high vibe energy. This is what's making you magnetic. I'm very aware of what's going on right now with my energy, and how when I'm in a lower energy, and I still get in lower energies, but I know it's benefiting me. I don't always love it to this day, but I know it benefits me. I know it benefits me. I don't attach a story to it. I just ride it out. I just lay low. It's just energy. There's nothing going wrong here, right? It's all good. And I get calm. They all last at different times. They happen at different times. You never know when it's going to happen. But you just relax your body. You ride it out. But I am telling you, you keep getting in a higher energy. You do. I feel my energy so high and so positive when I'm not in that lower energy. It's all about relaxing as much as you can in those moments where you don't feel good, in that discomfort, because it's not very comfortable, right? But it does get easier. It does get easier. You apparently don't know me. Someone said you need to chill. Who was it? Like, you obviously don't know me, and this live is not for you then. I really wanted my ex back, but he hurt me so much that I don't know what to decide on this. So just remember this. Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that gift. So just know that, Tessa, listen. You can only have those experiences based off your beliefs. You said your ex hurt you, and you really wanted him back, but I don't want him back anymore because he really hurt me. That's a belief. That's a belief. That's a story that you keep reacting to. You keep reacting to. You can only have that experience based on a belief within you. So you can only have that experience based on a belief within you. It's all you having your own experience. You really can't make it about anyone else or anything else. You don't have to manifest that. You can manifest just say, that's it. I'm manifesting a healthy relationship. That's it. That's enough. That's enough. And that's coming toward you. You're causing yourself so much resistance when you're like, I don't know if I want this person. I don't know if I want this person. I want a healthy relationship. That should be enough. That should be enough anyway, right? Because it's all going to come down to this. That's it anyway. You having a healthy relationship with yourself. That's first. You got to get to a place where you're happy by yourself, and you can be, you're just happy. You're just happy. It's not even like by yourself. I'm just happy right now. What do you think about angel numbers? I believe that they're manifestations, obviously, Royal. I love them. So I place good meaning on them. I love them. I see, when I'm in a really high energy, I see a million of them in a row. So I just know it's all about my energy. I'm in alignment. So that's the meaning that I have. Remember, you place meaning on everything. I place positive meaning on angel numbers. When I see 22222 on a car, and I'm listening to music and I'm singing in my car and I see it next to me, so I know it's because I'm in that high energy. I'm in full alignment in this moment. What do you think about manifesting the change of perspective and perception? What if I feel my manifestation is getting closer, I get anxious? So I would say no. So anytime anybody's talking to me about a manifestation and they're like, I feel it getting closer, I'm like, you're too focused on the manifestation. And you're too much in your mind. You're too much in your mind. Okay, that's great. Just get back to this moment and keep making the best of this moment, because you can even find yourself going the opposite way with that. I don't want people really too focused on their manifestations. If you're coming to me for advice, I'm probably going to tell you just not really think about it. It's there. It's a desire. It's a part of you for a reason. You want it for a reason. You have to know this more. You have to know that every possibility exists in this moment. When you want something, it's done. It's stamped. It's done. The best version of it is done. But that's it. You want it, it's done, that's it. You got to stay out of the way of it. The more you stay out of the way of it, the better. So even when people start to say, I feel like getting closer, or I don't know, I'm having stop thinking about it. That's resistance. That's resistance. What you want is done in the best way possible. What you want is done in the best way possible. What you want is done in the best way possible. Bring your focus back to this moment now. What can I do now to feel good? You don't want to live a life where you're always chasing something. I need this fix to feel better. It's a quick fix. People that are teaching you how to get things, to manifest things, it's a quick fix, guys. I've been there. I've been there, done that. It's another cycle. It's enough. Get out of that cycle. The more you get out of that cycle and you do my practices, you'll start to see how unlimited you truly are. You will start to see how unlimited you truly are. But right now, you're so limited. You're so fixated on a manifestation, on something outside of you, right? Bring your attention and focus back to now and feeling good now. Because like I always say, who even cares about it when you're feeling good? Like we're so fixated on these things. But trust me when I say it this way, it comes in so natural too. Like it's very natural. It feels like it's always been there. Like my life, the way it's unfolding, it feels like it's always been there. My life is, I don't want to say, it sounds like I'm saying something bad about my past life, but it's just getting more bright. It's getting more, like, I want to say the word beautiful, but like around me, right? But it was all because I stuck to these practices. Like at first things felt kind of dingy in my life. Like my whole world flipped upside down, by the way. Like I left everything. My whole life just got wiped clean. The only thing that's still with me, like I can say, is like my kids. Like I know, like I have my family around me, but closest to me. But let me just say, like it felt very dark for a while in my life by this transformation in my life. It's not that way anymore. And it was by just practicing non-reaction. That's it. Just doing that, meditation, everything that's in my audio, because I do talk about meditating a lot. I don't meditate as much because it's easy for me to connect now. I'm in a high energy. I'm in alignment. I know I'm in alignment. Like I have no doubts. I know, and I know when I'm starting to have a dip. I'm very aware of it, and I know it's time to lay low. I know it's time to I kind of say get through it with grace and love and compassion, and that gets easier. That gets easier as time goes by. But I have my moments. Like, I'm human too, guys. Like, I have my moments where I'm like, why, or what is happening? Or I start attaching a story to it. Or something pops up as I'm going through it. So I start to react to that. Like, if you come in the room and I'm having a dip and I'm slightly off and I'm like, oh, I got to remind myself, nope, lay low, get calm. Because I don't want to be taking it out on anybody, right? It's all about that practice. It's all about calming yourself down. It's all about reminding yourself there's nothing serious going on here. This is all expansion. This is all good. To me, it's all about those lower energies. It's all about getting comfortable in those lower energies. It's all because the only time you react, someone asked a question on here also that was a very good question about repeating patterns. How do I know if I'm going to keep repeating patterns? You're going to know. You only repeat patterns when you're in lower energies. That's when we repeat patterns. When you're not feeling good. When you're feeling good, you're feeling good. You're flowing. Life is good. That's when you're extremely magnetic to what's best for you, and it keeps getting better. It's those dips we got to be aware of. Ooh, all right. Alrighty, I'm having a good, I say it's expansion. It's a good thing, right? Because it is. It's serving you. Listen, that's this human experience. You are going to have little dips. Oh, hi, Linda. My Thanksgiving was awesome. It was so awesome. How was yours, Linda? When I released all my limiting beliefs, I won't have stories around lower energies, right? Okay, so Val asked a really good question, and I want to talk about it, but I want to answer it properly. So Val says, when I release all my limiting beliefs, I won't have stories around lower energies, right? So this is what I want to say. You're going to eliminate so many, Val. You're going to be so free. Trust me. But I always say it like this. You're always limited to a degree because you're unlimited. But let me tell you, you're going to have so much clarity when you do have them. And you're going to remind yourself, you're going to be better at reminding yourself, I don't got to figure anything out. This is expansion. But yes, you have more positive talk in those moments. But you're always limited to a degree because you're unlimited, right? But in those lower energies, it's more of resistance is my friend, right? It's like, girl, we got this. Girl, we got this. We could do this together. That's more of the talks when I'm in lower energies. I'm never persisting in anything. Everything's done. I am not thinking about anything. I'm doing my best not to think about things in those moments, right? It's more positive talk, but I believe it now. I believe the positive talk, right? It's more like, we got this. It's just resistance. It's like you talking to you, basically, but you're you're working together with this resistance, right? But no, you don't, Val. You're better at not doing that. Where now, sometimes you're probably letting things bother you, or you're trying to figure things out, you're still in your mind too much. The more you do these practices, you're not in your mind so much. You're clear-minded. You're more focused on things that are coming in now because your life's starting to get better, right? Does that make sense? Of course, I picked a sunny spot. I thought that it was going to be good, but I just don't. Yeah. That's what it's all about, Linda. Talk about my skin's like shining. Hi, Nathan. Nathan, it was cold. It was like 32 degrees today when I got in my car today. There was a little snowflake next to the temperature. I was like, it was cold. It's 44 now, though. How are you, Nathan? So Tia, that's the practice. Tia says, any thoughts on taking on, the thing is that, the thing about it is, guys, is you won't experience that in your reality anymore the more you do these practices. So you have to understand that the only way you see things that are unfavorable, people, places, or things, is because you're still reactive to it a little bit. That's all. So that's where you want to apply this practice to you. When you're feeling like something or someone's off around you, Tia, you got to get really calm and relax your body. And either that person you don't see them anymore, or they match your energy. But it's our job to feel good no matter what, guys. It's our responsibility to feel good no matter what. It's not someone else's responsibility to change their mood for us. The more that you feel good no matter what, they will either match you or you won't see them. And I say this in a very loving way with my kids. Even if they're slightly off and I'm still like, I'm dancing and singing in the kitchen, they usually don't want to be around me, so they just don't, right? So, and my kids are always happy, but they're still kids and they're figuring out life as well too, right? I just know it's my job to feel good no matter what and stay in alignment no matter what. But if I let it bother me that they're not feeling good, they're going to be around me. They're going to be around me 24/7 because I'm letting it bother me. If I'm feeling any resistance within me, they're going to show that to me because it's all me. Everything's a reflection of me. It's all me, 100% me. Does that make sense? Hi from Rio, Brazil. So cool. I don't like to experience that karma is real or everything comes. Yeah, Val, I don't listen to like any of those talks. See, that's why, guys, I don't follow anything. I don't follow anything. My world's so quiet. I just go within. I trust myself. I don't listen to what people say about karma and this type of teaching and that type of teaching. I just know if I feel good and if it feels good, it's right and I'm moving in the right direction. That's enough for me. I don't need to listen to other people the way they teach things. Why? Because my life it's showing it to me by my life experience. My life's getting better. So this is enough for me, right? So that's why I don't force people to stop, because I think you gradually do stay away from a lot of things and you're like, this doesn't feel good to me anymore. But it doesn't serve you anymore and your life's starting to get better. So you're able to actually live your life the way it is because it's unfolding and getting better, right? Yeah, I don't buy into that either, the karma. If there only is this moment. If you start feeling good in this moment, guess what? Everything's going to start getting good in this moment. That's it. It's that simple. If you start feeling good in this moment, everything's going to start getting good in this moment. So that's why there is no karma. Because my life's getting better now. There's nobody judging you. There's nobody telling you did bad or good or you're going to pay for that or you have to pay for this. There only is this moment. You start feeling good in this moment. Life starts getting better in this moment. We just need the reminders that we don't got to do all we got to do is chill out and relax. Nothing serious. This is all for fun, right? I don't got to figure anything out, right? Like just relax and enjoy the journey as much as you can. Where do you find other manifestation methods? I've started swiping past manifestation content. There's nothing. Exactly, Kennedy. Exactly. There's nothing you need to do. You did everything, guys. You're doing everything just by relaxing. There's nothing more to know. There's nothing more you need. Oh, someone asked me where did I find a lot of my content? Well, so for me it was definitely Abraham Hicks. That's who I listened to the most. And I went through that of listening to people, and I went through that part of my journey. You are where you are, right? But I stuck to Abraham Hicks. I pretty much stayed with her. I can't listen too much is too much for me. I like simplistic, so I stuck with just Abraham. Well, like someone said, who created all these, I think Faith said, who created all these spiritual rules? That's the thing, guys, is that we get to create whatever we want. There's a lot of things out there. There's a lot of opinions. There's a lot of people having different experiences than us. But now you get to choose what you want in your world. For me, I don't even really choose. I just keep feeling good and more goods comes to me. I know that I have a higher self. I know there's universal forces. I know there's people guiding me through this. I trust in that. Not everybody does. People say, oh, that's you saying there's something outside of you. Well, it's worked for me because I'm happy and my life is good and everyone around me reflects positive and love and good. So it's working. So I don't need anything else. I don't need to listen to other people. I trust my heart, right? I trust that inner guidance. Is music a good way to meditate? So music, music is good. There's a lot of ways you can meditate, right? I just always say, give yourself a little bit of time to sit in silence from time to time. A lot of times we're running from our emotions, right? We don't realize it, but it's a good thing to really just sit sometimes in those lower energies just for this reason alone. To know that it's not going to hurt you. It's only there to help you. But yes, music can be a form of meditation. But again, I always say, try to take a little bit of time to just sit in the nothingness, even if it's 5 minutes from time to time. Sit in the nothingness. Don't feel that impulse to go oh, well, let me just grab my phone or let me just get up and do something. Just sit there and just, you know what, I'm just going to sit in the silence for a little bit. Especially when you're having some discomfort, just sit with that for a little bit. Sit with that so you know it's not going to hurt me. Nothing's here to hurt me. This is helping me. Get in those moments, when you're not feeling good, you really want to make it a habit to remind, oh, wait, I'm in my mind too much. Let me get back into my body. Because a lot of times that's when we start to create unfavorable. But I go to sleep. I'm going to talk about my audio again. I like my meditation audio. I don't know how you guys like it, my lazy manifestors, but I love it. So I'll listen to it, sometimes not to go to sleep. I'll sometimes listen silence before I go to sleep. But if I wake up in the middle of the night, I listen to my meditation audio. I have had dreams though, but they're good dreams. They're weird dreams. Sometimes it's people saying the audio to me, people that I know. But it's been nothing but positive that has come from it. How do we start feeling good and focus on the good things when everything... How do we start feeling good and focus on the good things when everything feels wrong? That's the practice, though. The practice is being able to know right off the bat, that it is, more now. You're moving towards better in this moment. But the practice is really being okay with where you're at, knowing you're moving towards best and better. And when this is my practice, and this is everything that I talk about and everything that I teach, because I know it's not easy. I've been there. And I used to get mad and I used to say, okay, Abraham, you try living my life. You try living my life right now, but you got to show up for yourself and do these practices. And that's just staying calm when you're feeling triggered or upset about your environment. Person, place, or thing. It's really about getting calm in those moments and you know what? I know I'm moving towards best and better, but that's the practice. Your life will start to get better when you do the practices, and your life it'll get visually better too. I always say that, like, at first I had to ignore a lot of stuff around me that was hard to ignore. But you got to do the practices in those cases. You got to relax your body. You got to stay calm. You got to say, I know I'm moving towards better in this moment. I know I'm moving towards better. But you got to be okay in this moment in order to start bringing in better. And that's always going to be the practice forever and ever and ever, right? You got to be okay with where you're at and know you're always moving towards better. And it's a little tricky at first. And even as I was doing it and I knew it, I would still I would feel that resistance within to even that, right? But trust me, I talk about affirmations. I don't use them until I can believe them. That's when I use them. That's when I use them. When I can believe them. When I'm actually seeing the evidence. When you start to say, you know what? My life is beautiful. I have amazing relationships with people in my life because I do. And then that grows. Don't affirm for things you don't have. There's so much resistance in that. Why would you even dare? Focus on the little things that are going good. Focus on, even if it's something so small, hold on to that. Hold on to that and use it to your advantage. Honestly, I felt like such a brat, but I was like, I can't find anything sometimes. So in those moments, just lay low, meditate, stay calm, sit in the sunshine, get a shower, get a bath. Do a lot of those practices. You know what? Yeah. I said, I'm not a big leftover person. When I make dinner, Thanksgiving dinner, I don't enjoy it. And I don't really, I'm lying. I am a big leftover person, but not Thanksgiving dinner. I'm not. I want to remake it all over again, and just have it with me and my kids. Cause it's too hard to get it out on the right time. Then by the time I eat it, I'm I don't want it. So I actually want to make it all over again soon. I was just answering one of the questions. I know that was a random topic, but I ignore everything around me, and that is why you gotta, you're gonna realize that you're making room for, I don't even say making room because it's still gradual change, but my focuses are so much different now. And what I focus on now, it's just me and my kids. I'm taking my son got his permit. So we've been practicing driving. Actually, as soon as I get off this live, I'm picking him up and we're going to go driving. My focus is so much on my kids and being there for them and being that example in their lives, 100%, being able to be that person in their lives, right? Showing up for myself first, right? Because I got to be first so I can be good for them. And it's on my successes and on the things that I'm creating and stuff like that. That's my life. In a nutshell, that's my life. And then I make room for family, right? I see my family. I see them for the holidays. But in a nutshell, my world is very small, but it's very, it's good. It's positive. And it keeps getting better. Aw, thanks. How do you get rid of constantly having your manifestation hang in your thoughts and be present instead? So, Ave, I know that's tricky, guys. You don't have to stop. Certain things you're not going to stop thinking about. You might think about them every single day. But, Ave, it's the resistance will go away the more you focus on this moment. And it's a practice, but you're using it to your advantage. Yes, Mark said consistency is key. But Abe, you're gonna use it to help you be more present. Because you never want to be chasing something ever. You want to get out of a chasing energy. That's what a lot of manifestation teachers will have you doing. Chasing something to get something. You don't want to be in that energy for the rest of your life, right? So you really want to make it about letting things unfold very naturally and gradually, Ave. So the more you do my practices, you'll become more present. You got to be consistent though. You got to keep doing it. Trust me, Ave. I know. I've been there too, where I was chasing something for so long. Constantly thinking about the darn manifestation, not put at times I was putting myself first. You get better at it where you literally are first. It's only you anyway. Those things are they're done. They're coming in. Let them come in and get out of the way of it. Get out of the way of the unfolding. So when it pops in your mind, just be I know that's done. Let me get back to this moment. What can I do now to feel good? And just make that your practice. How to stop self-sabotaging when things start to come in. Well, that's a practice in itself. Brianna says, how to stop self-sabotaging when things start to come in. Well, here you go. You're always going to have to You're always going to have to not need things outside of you to feel better, Brianna. So that's part of this practice. Even as things start to come in and manifest, this happened to me with money. You really got to not focus on money. You got to not be looking at your bank account, or even if you're in a relationship, you got to feel good no matter what, Brianna, always. So even as you do these practices, if you're experiencing things still falling away, it's because you're still needing something outside of you to feel better. But that's okay. You keep doing this practice. You keep saying, it's my job to feel good in this moment, right? And all I have to do is get calm when I don't feel good. Relax when I don't feel good. Soften my body, relax, let that moment pass, and then you'll feel better. And you'll start to feel better on your own without needing these things to feel better. You'll stop being so fixated on things outside of you. But we're very programmed to be fixated on things outside of us to feel better. So, like I say, this is a whole new way of living your life. Don't think there's anything wrong with you because you're still needing things outside of you to feel better, because we all do. We all do at first. You just got to be consistent with these practices. You got to keep relaxing. You got to keep not being afraid of the discomfort. You got to keep not being afraid of the discomfort, those moments you don't feel good, those lower energy moments, those dips that you have. You got to keep being aware of those moments and not being in your mind so much. Get out of your mind, back into your body, and say, I know this is serving me. I know this is for my highest good. And let that moment take as long as it needs to pass. And then when it does, you're going to get this high, you're going to have this high, and you're going to feel so good. And you're not going to be looking at things outside of you to feel better, because you're just going to start to feel better. And this is the practice. This is the practice. So just keep being consistent about it. That's all. Oh, Cheyenne, my skincare. Oh, hi, Amy. My skincare routine, I always say, like, the more you do these practices, everything manifests better. Your skin, your hair, everything. It's just very gradual. It all just happens. What are other ways instead of using affirmations? And my skincare, I don't do anything. I wash my face at night. That's it. Using affirmations. So if you're going to use affirmations, you got to believe them. You can use affirmations, but you got to believe them. So I would say, to your questions, what are other ways instead of using affirmations? Use more things that say, like, I am exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment. Everything is moving. Everything's coming to me in perfect timing. I am exactly where I need to be in this moment. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be in this moment. Everything's unfolding perfectly, right? Things like that. You want to say things with no resistance. You don't have to use affirmations because everything's done. I don't teach manifesting where you're doing anything. You're not doing anything. Everything's coming to you in the best way possible. You're only living your everyday normal life. You're making the best of your normal life. Everything starts to unfold very gradually, very naturally. So if you're going to use affirmations, you got to believe them. Otherwise, you're just causing yourself more discomfort and pain. Because, guys, you only got to feel good in order to bring these things in. You only have to feel good. Stop listening to people that tell you got to believe it, you got to act as if, you got to pretend, you got to persist. That's all limited, surface level teaching. You only have to feel good. That's what brings it in, guys. Thanks, Lean. Hi, Brenda. Oh, hi, Carrie. This practice is great after you have learned to heal your traumas from childhood. How can you maintain neutrality and acceptance? How can you maintain neutrality and acceptance and love when everything around? That's the practice, though. That's the thing. How can you maintain neutrality and acceptance and love when everything around might be... I pretty much answered this already. That's the point. The point is to do this practice in those moments, because you have to be okay with where you're at now in order to move towards best and better anyway. You have to be okay with where you're at in order to move towards better. It sounds very simple, but you have to practice. You have to do these practices. You have to keep making the best of this moment, whatever that may mean for you, knowing you're moving towards better. And when you truly cannot make the best of this moment, you have to relax your body. You have to let that moment pass. You have to stay as calm, quiet, keep it to yourself as possible in those moments. That's the power. That's where all your power lies, in those moments. When you don't feel good, you're able to stay quiet, keep it to yourself, not vent about it. Quiet, get as still as you can, as calm as you can, as relaxed as you can, and just allow. I know it doesn't feel good, but that's the practice. That's when things will get less hectic in your world. Now, you're not masking your traumas. Simone says this practice is great, but it's like masking your years. No, there only is this moment. You're placing a story on stuff. You're saying you're bringing something to life. Oh, my childhood traumas. That's just a story that you tell yourself over time. I have all these childhood traumas I have to heal. That's just a story. That's a belief. That's making that story active in your life. There only is this moment, Simone. There only is this moment. You're moving towards best in this moment. There's no healing childhood traumas. You're not masking anything. You're feeling it. I'm telling you to do the opposite. You're not masking nothing. Masking would be you. Here's the thing. There's only two things. You're either releasing resistance in this moment or you're reacting to it. So it's more about understanding how this reality works, okay? It's more about knowing how this reality works. You're either recreating what you don't want in this moment, or you're moving towards better. You can only do those two things. When you know what we know now, you can only do those two things, Simone. You can either recreate things that don't serve you anymore, or you can bring in better and best. There's only two states you can be in. Flow with what you want, or cutting off the supply, okay? You can't mask your traumas. There's no such thing as that. They're very outdated ways of explaining how we live life here, right? Masking your traumas, suppressing your emotions. That's all outdated teachings. You can't do that. You're either moving towards what you want or you're not. It's literally that simple. So, yes, you're just kind of getting through it. I know that's not what you want to hear, but someone says, any tips for healing from being sick? You know now you're moving towards best and better. You know there's a healthy version of you. You know you're moving towards that now. So you're kind of getting through it, just like when you don't feel good. Just like when you're having discomfort, you're in a lower energy. Calm yourself down, relax your body, only do things when you feel like you want to do things, right? You've never been really sick and you had the flu, but you still had to take care of your kids, at least me. I would just rest as much as I could. Whenever I had a burst of energy, I would do what I could, and then I'd go back. It's the same practice. It's the same practice. You know you're moving towards healthy. You know you're moving towards better. But you gotta know that at first. Otherwise, what I say means nothing. You gotta know you're moving towards better. You're moving towards best, right? So how do you manifest specific things this way? So Stephanie, how do you manifest specific things this way? You're unlimited. Every possible reality exists in this moment. You only have to know that what you want's done, and it's moving towards you in this moment. That's it. That's it. If you want it, you'll know it's done, and it's moving. It's making its way to you in this moment. You're not doing anything to manifest. You're not doing anything to manifest it. You're not really even worried about it, because you know you got to get away from doing anything. You got to allow it to come in to you the best way possible. But you got to be worried about this moment and making the best of this moment. That's it. That's it. That's all you're doing. In a nutshell, simplest way, easiest way. I know, it's always the same answer, but literally you got to do these practices in order for your life to get better, for you to see it for yourself. Yes, we don't have to want it if we desire it. Oh, of course, Christine. Yes, we don't even... Yeah, go to my people. I say my people. The people that have been with me for a while. It's not always, okay, it's the easiest, simplest practice, but it takes a lot of commitment to yourself. Yes, we don't even have to want it if we desire it's part. That exactly what Val just said. It's a part of your plan, because any desire that you have, it's because it exists. You don't realize how, like, you're constantly changing to, like, a different version of yourself. There's so many different versions of you. You're so unlimited, and I get that. These are very deep concepts, right, guys? But I just want you to know this one thing. You're so unlimited. You're so unlimited. And the best thing you can do for yourself is to really stay away from a lot of those things outside of you, a lot of things outside of you. You really don't need any of it. You don't need any of it. You only need you, and to go within and to start trusting yourself. I'm telling you right now, things that manifested into my life in regards to like my successes have nothing to do with me following anyone else. I'm not following successful people. Nope, none of that. It all came to me. It was like it was meant for me. It was so easy. It was so effortless. I didn't lift a finger. And it wasn't me following other people and watching them doing things. That's not how those things manifested for me. It was just me, and they just came to me, and it all just flowed. And I can't even explain it because it was so gradual and it was so natural. It was my path of least resistance, right? So you don't need anything outside of you at all. You don't need more information. You don't need to follow other people that are living the life that you want to live. All you need to do is feel good now. Everything will happen so naturally, so gradually. We're so unlimited. We're so unlimited. That's what I always say. The only difference between before and now, guys, is that you're unlimited. Before, you knew this stuff, and now is I'm unlimited. That's enough. That's enough, right? Hi, Heather. You're not a mod? You can be a mod, Heather. Heather, I probably, I wasn't doing lives for a while. And then when I was, Heather, a lot of people, like, I go by, if you haven't been on for like a while, to let other people jump in to do it, just so we can keep it, because it always runs so smooth. You guys are so amazing. I've the best moderators ever in the whole world. I'm sorry if I'm missing questions, guys. Yeah, go ahead, Vanessa. Do we need to take... No, you don't need to take any action. Thanks, Nathan. Hi, Vanessa. Erin, do we need to take any action? No. Can I just tell you right now, the more I do these practices, I am telling you guys right now, there is no action involved. If it's mostly impulsive when you're doing it. It comes from your ego. I'm going to say the word ego. I don't use that word really ever, but it comes more from your mind and your programming. When you're thinking about taking action, it's mostly coming from your programming. And that's what I've learned. Manifesting this way, the more you're in alignment, is so natural. That's why you got to stop trying to figure things out. Whenever you're in your mind too much and you're like, what should I do? What should I do? Just stop. Don't do nothing. It'll come to you. Like, get out of that figuring out things energy. Get out of that mood where you're always trying to figure things out. If I'm going to say actionless. It's so effortless. Like, there's no action. Whenever you're feeling like, oh, I'm going to do this, it's mostly coming from your programming. That's what I've noticed the more I do this. Here's another thing that's going to help you. You can't make a mistake. So even when I took action a couple times when I was probably like efforting too much, it all still worked out because it let me know that it lets me have something to compare to. Like, I can see where I was efforting a little too much there. I was taking more action, right? But that's where I was. I was still running on programs at times, right? The more you feel, the more you do my practice. Listen, this is my practice and I'm being serious. It's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. It's simple. It's the easiest, best way to manifest, but it's all energetics. My practice is all energetics. You really got to block out the world around you though. You got to cut a lot of things out, like social media, news, following different teachers, because it's going to get in your head too much. How do we start thinking everything will be good if we battle with depression? So just saying you have depression, you're already labeling. It's not depression. It's not depression. You're having a lower energy moment. That's all. When you don't feel good, don't label it. Stop labeling it. When it's just a lower energy moment, and in that moment, that's where I'm about to talk about this. The practice is you got to lay low in those moments. You got to stay quiet, calm, and relax your body in those moments. That's where all your power comes from. That's why I say this practice isn't for everybody because most people are doers. And they can't relate to that. You don't have to do anything. They can't relate to that. They're like, you still have to do it. You still have to manifest. You still got to persist. I got to do affirmation. And they can't get out of that program. And that's okay. This isn't for everybody. I understand that. I don't care if people don't agree with me. I know it works. I do it all the time. You don't have to do anything to manifest. It's all making its way to you. It's all energetics. It's all about in those moments you don't feel good to not put those labels. I'm depressed. This doesn't work. There's no day. And you're going to do it in the beginning. But if you stay consistent with my practices, you won't do that anymore. You're going to embrace those lower energies. You're actually going to almost get excited because there's so much power in them. There's so much expansion in them. And you start to get good at, and don't get mad at yourself if you're good at it for a while and then you start labeling again, because I even do it. But if your body's relaxed, it has no momentum. So you hold all the power. That's why I give all these ways to relax, because you really want to learn how to relax your body. Because even if you're creating a story in those moments, but your body's relaxed, it has no momentum. It doesn't, you're still moving in the right direction, right? So my practice, like I said, it's not for everybody because people are doers. They think you got to do something, you got to work, you got to persist, you don't got to do ish with my practices. You just got to make the best of where you're at now, right? Life's good, flowing, everything's great. I got my refresher, Christmas music. Oh, I'm having a lower energy moment. I'm having a dip. Whether something showed itself to me to give me that, have this dip, or it just popped in my mind, it doesn't matter. Okay, I gotta relax. Right? I gotta rest, get calm. Sometimes I get them in the morning, like I have resistance, and I just move in slow motion. And again, this is all in the audio and in my ebooks, talking about the things I do. Move slower, take your time. You also want to do these practices throughout the day. Get in those, thanks Nathan, like do the practices, like get yourself in a warm blanket, really enjoy your cup of tea. When you're eating food, enjoy it. Take your time, right? Eat what you like to eat, right? Eat things that you enjoy. Don't deprive yourself of anything. Just don't, like, I know a lot of people with manifesting, loving your body and moving towards like a healthier version of yourself. You know, just don't overeat, because nobody likes that feeling. I hate that feeling. When I'm overly full, I'm just like, ugh. And then I still stay calm, even in those moments, because I still do it. I just stay calm. I relax. I'm like, I know it'll pass. I know I'm going to feel better once you just relax, right? It all comes down to that. And you start getting better at so the other night, I was laying in bed and I was going to sleep. And I woke up. And I'm like, I couldn't get back to sleep. And so every now and then, I get that feeling of like, it's almost like restless leg syndrome. It's not pins and needles, but it's like my leg is just, it's on my mind. And of course, I'm thinking about it. Now, sometimes I would say, you know what, I'm just going to get really calm and relax and it'll go away. But I felt more inspired to get up and just walk around the house. And that's what I did. And then I lay back down, I listened to my meditation, and I went right to sleep. But again, you're going to know what to do. It's like you're always being led to the next best step, right? So in that moment, a lot of times I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get calm and it's just going to fade away and I know I'll feel better. But something said, you know what? Get up and walk around. Just move. And that's what I did. Instead, normally I'm like, no, I got to go to sleep. I got to get my sleep. And I'm like, no, I'm going to get up. I'm going to like have a little snack, get a drink and walk around. And then I went back to bed and it was gone. And I went right to sleep. I listened to my meditation. So like, you're going to know what to do. It's going to be very inspired. It's going to be very natural, right? It's like your inner guidance speaking to you. Right, Heather? Right? All right, guys, I'm going to jump off right now. I feel so bad because so many people are on right now, and it was such a great live. Let me see how long was I on? Oh, that's it. It was only an hour. But I'll upload this live. I will upload this live to YouTube, which I do all the time. If anyone's not on the YouTube, go on the YouTube because you can watch a lot of my lives if you're new to any of this. Yeah, it's all about staying calm. And like I say, like sometimes I'm in a fast energy, right? I'm just doing things, I'm getting things done, but I'm still in flow, right? You know when you're like, okay, I'm having anxiety right now versus I'm in flow. But sometimes I don't do nothing all day. Sometimes I'm chill, I'm relaxed, and I'm just like kind of just in that type of energy. It's always different for me. And sometimes I'm in a fast-paced go, go, go energy. But like I said, I know I'm in flow. I know it's good. I'm feeling good. So you start getting better at knowing when you're truly feeling good versus I'm having a little bit of anxiety right now, right? And let me just chill, let me relax, let me take a breath and remind myself everything's okay, it's all good. Or just do the relaxing practices, right? Drop. That is such a underrated practice, right? Just drop your shoulders, relax your face, even when you're driving, and just breathe. And, just, I always say breath out to me. Let your body fall. Do it again. Drop your shoulders, relax your face. Right there, you're in flow. Even if you're having anxiety, if you drop your shoulders, relax your face, breathe out, and just like soften your body, you're in flow. You're magnetic in those moments. Always remember that. That's why I always say do that practice. I talk about a lot on here in my stories and stuff, reminding you just relax your shoulders, relax your face. And just, guys, when you don't feel good, it's serving you. Okay? Just stay quiet, lay low in those moments. Quiet your mind down. Don't try to figure anything out. Just ride that wave out. Ride that lower energy out. Don't label it. It's not depression. There's nothing wrong with you. You're completely normal. We all get it. We all have those moments, but it's about not labeling those moments as anything but growth and expansion, moving you towards more. That's the only thing we're labeling it as. Relax your body in those moments. Even if you're doing something, relax your body. It'll pass. You'll feel better. You're going to be like, oh my God, I feel better. And guess what? You're going to be great. And you're going to be like in this high energy. And you keep getting in these higher energies when you do that. That's what it means. Like, that's how you get in those, like people say high vibe. I don't like to use that word, but you do. You're just gradually moving up that emotional scale, right? All right, guys. Yes, Cece says, relax your body. Relax your body. All right, let me get out of here and go teach my son how to drive. Everybody have a great rest of the weekend. It was so nice to see you guys. I was so excited to see you guys. That's it. Kennedy said, just relax your body. That's it. That's literally it. And then Cece says, relax your body. Just keep relaxing. It's all about relaxing, guys. All about relaxing. It's not going to matter when you're in flow, when you're feeling good. You're not going to be worried about anything because you're in flow. It's that moment where you're like, oh, I'm starting to drop. All right. It's all good. It's all serving me. I know. I'm just reading some of your guys' stuff. All right, guys. Thank you so much for helping me. I know. I must have said bye 20 times. All right, guys. Love you guys. The rest of the day for me, Mark, is to take my son driving, and that's as far as I'm going. That's as far as I'm going. Then I'll figure out from there. Oh, I'm such a good teacher, Joyce. I taught my brother, my brother and my oldest son how to drive. I'm too laid back though sometimes because I'm like, you forget. You know what's funny? When you're teaching somebody to drive, you almost forget. Like, I'm like 10 and 2. Wait, where's the gas? Where's the brake? Like I said, it's just like riding a bike. The more you do it, you get more comfortable with it. He's so calm, my son. This is my not my oldest son. My second oldest son. He is the most laid back, calm kid, but he's a perfectionist. Like, he aced his permit test. He studied for it like crazy. So he's so calm and quiet, but he surprises you because he's a perfectionist. Like, he doesn't like to mess up or make mistakes. He wants to be really good at it, right? So it's fun. It's fun teaching them. It is fun because now he's loving it. He's having fun with it. So, all right, guys. Everybody have a great rest of the day for the millionth time. I love you guys, and I'll see you guys soon, okay? Bye, guys. Are your sons taller than you? Yes, my sons are taller than me, and I manifested that. Their dad is, like, super small, and I always said my boys will be 6 foot. I didn't even say 6 foot. I was like, just please let my boys be tall. My brothers are small, too. Nobody's tall in my family. My dad was small. My boys are 6 foot. The one, my younger one is almost 6 foot, and I think he might go above. So they are tall, and I always said that. I manifested that, so... And maybe they did too. But, all right, guys. Love you guys. Bye. Bye.